Hey, what is happening, everybody? I am Pruitt. This is Everyday People doing everyday shit. Hanging out with you, trying to each and every week, each and every Wednesday, doing our thing, myself and the one and only Queen Pruitt. But if you're watching the live video right now, you'd see that chair. Boy, she has transformed into a whole stack of mess. There's a backpack, there's a camera there, there's a lens there, there's a tube light, there's some drawers, there's a britches, and yeah, but that ain't Queen Pruitt. That's, yeah. Currently, that is my junk. My junk chair right now. Hope y'all are doing all right. Thank y'all for being here. If you're watching live inside of YouTube at this moment, please do me a favor and hit thumbs up right now. Hit thumbs up, hit like, whatever it is it's called in that app. I appreciate the support. Tonight is just me going solo. I'm going to get in here and not take up too much of your time. Couple things to share. I didn't want to miss tonight's episode. I didn't. And I got reasons for that. So first off, this is recording. If you're looking at the title here inside of YouTube, it's episode 50. So that means we got 50 daggone episodes in the can. Actually, there's probably like 52, but I did my official count and it's 50 episodes. And that means a lot to me as a content creator. For those of you that don't know, I've been doing this content creation stuff for quite a while now and took it more seriously here over the recent years. And, I used to get people asking me about podcasting and how do you do that stuff on YouTube and, what kind of equipment you need and blah, blah, blah. And I would tell them, yeah, the equipment makes a difference, but let me be straight up with you. If you can get to 20 episodes, then you'll be all right. And quite frankly, most people can't do it. It is hard. I'm telling you, it is freaking hard work. A lot of people assume it's just turning on a camera or turning on a mic, hitting record, and boom, done. No, man, you got to get on the mic and actually have something to say. And hopefully it's something that interests other people, or it's just rambling. So, yeah, I getting to 50 episodes means a lot to me. So, yeah, I did not want to miss tonight. And the other reason I didn't want to miss tonight is because next week is totally up in the air. I have no idea if we'll be recording next week. None whatsoever. There's so much crap still going on, and I just don't know. So let's address the first thing in the room. Queen Pruitt not here tonight. Why isn't she here tonight? Well, she is in the city right now. She's helping out a friend of hers that she met through her job that, they became friends. And she's actually at the, if you're interested in tech, she's at the Salesforce Dreamforce event. Not as an attendee, but she's doing some work there. Trying to make a little extra scratch, if you will. And I appreciate her doing that. Let me move that out of the way because that camera angle goes wrong. But yeah, she's there at the city doing her thing. She was there last night and was going to be there tonight too. But come to find out, tonight's session was going to be late. They didn't know that to the last minute. So she's not able to be back here in town on time. I really didn't want to miss out on getting this recorded. Maybe we can record again tomorrow, a bonus episode. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I'll put that out there. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, fine. All right. But yeah, thank y'all for being here live. I see my man, Mr. John Helm, hanging out in the chat. Thank you for being here, brother. Hope y'all are doing all right. So updates for y'all. If you are a part of the Patreon community, you will know that this weekend we were out of town up at Eugene, Oregon, because the boy is there, Hardhead. He's there doing football and this and that. And some of you may know the whole transition for that was like crazy way back in June, which was just a few months ago. And so typically they put the football players into apartments. So they all live together in this one dedicated apartment complex for colleges like that. No, my boy ain't doing that because it's $1,000 a month in rent, and he's not on scholarship, so they're not paying for it. I didn't have $1,000 a month to pay for that. So we just said, hey, you need to go into a dorm because that's the reality of it. And it was fine. It worked out. They put him in a dorm. But then they let us know that, hey, when the summer session is over, the summer school session is over, he's going to have to move out of that dorm and move into his fall dorm. So that's what happened over this past weekend. You know, we already had one ball game. Actually, we've had 3 ball games now. So when I went up there for the first weekend, he was still in his summer dorm, you know, because it was still considered summer session. Went up there this past weekend. It was rivalry weekend. Didn't get to go to the game because the game was in the next town over. Didn't have tickets. No big deal. I still watched it and enjoyed it anyway. But that Friday morning, we got him moved from dorm A to dorm B in the fall. Got to hang out a little bit. It's good to see him. His mom, Queen Pruitt, she went with me on this particular trip too. So she was able to spend time, and we was able to go see his brother and my future daughter-in-law up there. And, you know, it was a good trip. The weather was good. We took Biscuit with us, who is now leaving the building. Where you going, Biscuit? You done? You done for the night? Biscuit. You done for the night, dude? You good? You going to sleep? All right, then. Go to bed. He's just staring at me. Oh, man. But yeah, Biscuit made the trip with us too. It's a long ride. And, you know, because we're trying to figure out, you know, how will Biscuit handle being in the car for long rides and stuff like that. And it worked out okay. It worked out okay. Had a couple funny instances with him out in public, and yeah, because he's just a COVID dog and he still needs to work on his social skills here and there. But yeah, we had a good time up there, and we got back Sunday around midnight our time to get ready for Monday. And I see somebody else here in the chat. Is that Cinder Fractal? It is Cinder Fractal. It says, what a cutie. And he says, go Ducks. Hey, thanks for being there. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Yes, go Ducks. But yeah, we had to get back because stuff was going on Monday, you know, a couple of days ago. And that is the trial that I was trying to tell you guys about last week, where I had the interview and they offered me this particular job. Like I said, it doesn't pay a lot of money, but I wanted to give it a shot because it's better than nothing right now. And so they said, all right, we'll give you a little trial run. And if we like you, we keep you. If you don't like us, you know, you can leave, you know, so on and so forth. And so I started that Monday. I'm not going to say too much about it, but I will say, yep, it's been challenging. Because whenever you go into a new organization as a new employee or whatnot, you got to learn the ropes of the organization, you know, and learn all of the ins and outs and the quirks and stuff of people. And then comes the actual problems, the fires that you got to put out, the stuff that you got to deal with from a business standpoint there. So yeah, it's been challenging. I'm not going to share too much right now. I definitely have thoughts, and I will probably share those thoughts really, really soon at some point, be it here on air or inside of the Patreon community with a blog post there or something like that. So yeah, but that's the update on that. And Cinder's in the chat says orientation. Well, believe it or not, yeah, I guess you can call it orientation. if you will, but it's not like this isn't like the typical corporate orientation you do nowadays. Because I've been in orientation probably twice in my life, maybe 3 times tops. I think 3 times at the most. And orientation was a couple of days and it was a big deal. And there's all these presentations of this is how we do this. This is the way, and this is the culture here. And make sure that you don't do this and make sure you do that. And this policy represents blah, blah, blah. You know, it's such a waste when all they got to do is just give you a handbook, tell you to read it, sign off that you actually got the book, and, you know, and leave it at that, you know, or as my man John Helm in the chat say, shadow someone, you know, follow them around, that kind of thing to get oriented. But, you know, to each his own. So, yeah, that's I guess it is a bit of an orientation, but we'll see. I have some thoughts and I look forward to sharing them at some point, but I just don't care to share those other thoughts right now. All right. So on to the next subject. Again, if you're inside of Patreon, because again, that's where I'm spending most of my energy and time because I appreciate the Patreon community. You also know that I posted a Craigslist link because I'm doing a garage sale this coming Saturday at the time of recording on September 21st. So folks that are here in the Sonoma County area, close-ish or whatever, I'm doing a garage sale because, heck, I can't even call it a garage sale. Right now, I should call it a fire sale. I just need to get rid of a lot of stuff. We need to get rid of a lot of stuff. We need to get down as light as possible. You know, it's just that. It's just at that point right now, because we're still continuing to try to look for somewhere that's more affordable to live. And we're still facing challenges with that, but we work at it and look into it every single day. But we know we got to get out of this place right here. We got to get out. As a matter of fact, we need to be out of here at the end of the month. Okay, so that's why I said I have no idea about next week's recording, if it was going to happen, because I may end up selling this desk on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? I may end up selling this desk right here. I may end up selling a whole lot of stuff. I'm not selling my cameras. I've made that clear. I'm not selling my cameras. I don't plan on selling my computer or anything like that, but I got to get stuff up out of here because I can't afford movers. And if I got to get some type of storage space, I don't want to spend $1 gazillion on a big storage space unless I really had to, you know, so a lot of things are up in the air right now, but it's okay. We are still pushing along and we're still just leaning on our faith and just smiling through it as best we can, you know. But I take that type of crap that we've been dealing with and just keep moving forward because I am so grateful for having opportunities like this past weekend. You know, this past weekend, when we left to drive to Eugene, we left because we had to be there Friday morning. We left here Thursday afternoon to make the drive up. It's about a 9-hour drive from where we are right now. And when we got in that car to make that drive up, I told myself, I'm throwing all of the drama, all of that shit, throwing it out the window right now. I don't care because I can't do squat about it until Monday, several days later. So why even stress about it? Why even bother? And I got to tell you, it was great. It was great. Just chilling out. And, you know, I remember telling her in our family Slack channel, you know, I really look forward to spending this time with you alone. It's just me, her, and the dog, you know, and it just being quiet and nothing like that. Now, granted, the whole dang time riding up there, she got her phone out and she's binge watching stuff on Netflix or whatever platforms we got. She probably spoke 4 words the whole time because she was just laser focused on stuff over there. There was a couple times I would say something and it just totally go over her head because she didn't hear me. She'd had one earbud in and not the other, so she could hear important stuff. But apparently what I said wasn't important, so it just went straight over her head. Straight over her head. But I'm serious. It was Thursday, driving up, Friday, getting there, doing the thing and getting him moved, and then going to see our other son. It was great. Saturday, literally just sitting in the hotel. Excuse me, sitting in the hotel for most of the day. Pet-friendly hotel that allowed Biscuit in there, and we just sat around. I watched football. She went to the little pool and whatnot, or watched more Netflix binging on the phone. It was great. And then we got up Sunday morning, got to see the boy one more time because he didn't have any more football duties that weekend because the bye week. So they let everybody be free on Sunday. So we got to see him one more time, went to brunch, got to see my sister-in-law because she lives nearby up there too. Well, not nearby, but it's like an hour and a half away or something like that. Got to see her. She came to Eugene. We all had brunch together at this amazing diner. Amazing diner. Let me tell you about that. So, nope, they're not a sponsor. They're not paying for this advertising, if you will. But damn, it was good. It's right there in downtown Eugene, and it was called Mandy's. And a lot of the athletes go there to eat because of how their meal plan works. And so some of them, well, I'm going to assume it's a lot of the athletes, definitely the football players, because Hardhead was like, either he's eating at the facility, at the football facility, because they eat so good there, or he goes to their specified list of restaurants there in downtown Eugene and eat there. And it doesn't cost them anything. It's all part of their coverage, if you will. So he's like, yeah, I go to Mandy's because it's right around the corner, yada, yada, yada. And it's pretty good. And that's just how he said it. Yeah, it's pretty good. And so we're like, well, what is it? And he said, it's like a diner. And I said, done. We're going there. We get in there. We couldn't bring Biscuit in. So I left Biscuit in the car in the shade, windows down. He was cool. Fortunately, it wasn't hot out there. So he was cool. So no worries there. But this place, it is so small. They put a mirror in there to make it look bigger. Nice trick. But it's a tiny little hole in the wall joint. And it was so good. And the lady Mandy was there, and she ended up being our server, the lady that runs the place. The food was, she said, as she was bringing it out to us, people have complimented her food, and she was so proud. You can see she was just so proud. She's like, yeah, we've had people here and say, oh, this is like good Midwestern food. And I said, no, you don't want that label. I said, you're better than that. It was freaking Southern good. It was unfreaking believable. And of course they had all of the different dietary restrictions if you needed that. But man, Mandy's was on point. And then she started telling us about how Noah Lyles, remember we've talked about Noah Lyles quite a bit on this show. When he was in town, he was in there all the time. She's like, yeah, Noah Lyles was in here all the time. She didn't know who he was. She just knew he was a good, how she say it? He was a good kid. He was so polite, and his mother was great, and blah, blah, blah. And then everybody was like, that's Noah Lyles. And she's like, I didn't know he was famous like that, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, he's just the fastest dude on the planet, And she was just so oblivious. But she had this whole demeanor of I want to feed y'all kind of thing. It's just this hospitable. And like I said, the food was good. And I looked up and there was more ball players coming in because, again, they were off on that particular day. So they all coming in to get their grub. And yeah, it's legit. So I know whenever I'm back in Eugene, it's definitely on my list. And there's another place there called Track Town Pizza. I haven't been there yet. It's been recommended to me just from a nostalgia standpoint because supposedly the food ain't that great. But the nostalgia standpoint is pretty awesome. So I'll get to that at some point too. We'll see. It is my hope to go to the Michigan State game, which is a Friday night game, which, yes, it will conflict with everything that I do on Fridays, including creator office hours, including shooting Friday night high school football here in the area. But I don't want to miss a night game in Eugene if I don't have to. If I do have to, I get it, because it's not cheap to put gas in a freaking car, especially here in California. Now, when I get to Oregon, gas is great. It's so cheap up there. But man, just got to fill up the tank and get to the state line and then get more gas once you get into Oregon. But I would love to go to the Friday night Michigan State game there in Eugene. I think it's in 2 weeks. And then there's an Ohio State game coming up shortly thereafter on a Saturday. And that's probably going to be a night game too. They've already designated it as the black game, wear black game. And for those of you into sports, you may know that Oregon had new uniforms this year created, and one of them is this black set of uniforms. So it's just going to be a lot of energy, and I'd love to be a part of that. I'd love to see that and experience that, because I'm selfish like that. But we'll see. It depends on how much money is in my pocket, So creator office hours. What do you say, Mr. Helm in the chat? He says move office hours for 1 week. That's possible. We'll have to see. Because it also depends on what happens with this trial thing that I'm doing at work. You know what I'm saying? If I'm still on that particular job. Because if I'm still on that particular job, I won't be able to do office hours. If I do office hours, I would have to do it really, really early in the morning, my time, which would be good for some people. But I don't know, that's an option too. But thank you for that. I do enjoy creator office hours. But Mandy's, downtown Eugene. Whew, boy, it's the truth. I'm telling you, it's the truth. I had chicken fried steak and it had gravy everywhere. Oh, it was so damn good. It was so daggum good. Oh, man. All right. Well, that's about all I got tonight. I didn't have any topics in hand because I haven't really been online reading any news and so forth. I did hear about what happened to Shannon Sharpe. Well, I'll tell you about that, because I'll tell you about that. Well, for those of you that don't know, Shannon Sharpe, I've mentioned him on this show before. Former athlete, is now he ended up getting into broadcasting, and he just really worked and grinded and became a much better sports broadcaster and can hold his own, if you will. And now he's doing his own thing. He's not with any network. He's still with the ESPN, but it's sort of a part-time thing, because his own brand is his own thing and he runs that stuff. So I think it was Sunday, a week prior to Sunday, I got the notification on my phone that he was going live. And when I saw the notification on my phone that he was going live, I said, that is not how he does things. It's just not in his flow, based on the stuff that I've been watching for the last couple of years. That just seems out of character, And so I said, I'm probably not going to, I don't think I'm going to watch this, because it's not in his character and it's probably not very interesting. So I didn't watch it. And man, 2 days later, come to find out, he accidentally triggered a live stream on Instagram Live and threw the phone off to the side in his bedroom or whatever. And it's just him and some chick just getting it on. I mean, he banging this chick, and you don't see anything, but you hear it. So according to him, as he's doing what he's do, his phone starts blowing up and people are calling him like, hey, everybody can hear what you're doing. And he has no idea. And I'm looking at the live chat here. John, whoops, wrong button. John says, I still question how he triggered the live stream. Let me tell you, Mr. Helm, I question it too for a second, but I think about how many times I've seen that man have technical problems on on his show. I mean, like the simplest stuff. And it made me think back to my tech support days and the people that I've dealt with for years. I have a friend very near and dear to my heart. This dude, I love that dude. He's done a lot for me and my family, and he's just been there, you know. But he has the worst luck when it comes to computers. Some of the strangest stuff I've never seen in my life happened to that dude on his computer. And he is very smart. But that computer would always be something weird. And it got to the point where I was like his private tech support at one point, you know, because it was that bad. Just weird stuff. I mean, I don't know how many times I had to wipe his hard drive, you know, and you go through and look through his history and you're like, dude, are you just watching a bunch of porn and stuff like that? Nope, nothing. Just weird luck. I don't know what it is. And I'm thinking Shannon Sharpe was right there in the same realm when it comes to technology. Some people, it's just, they got this weird electromagnetic feel on them that when it comes to tech, they figured out a way to screw it up. So I don't know. Cinder Fractor says, was he a Bronco? Yes, he was. He was a Denver Bronco for many, many years. And then he ended up being a Baltimore Raven, Hall of Famer and everything. But that stuff, I read the story, laughed my ass off. Somebody tried to crowd and damage control and initially said, hey, he was hacked. And he came out on record and he's like, no, I wasn't hacked. I just didn't know none of this was happening. It's like, I didn't know. Oh man. But it's yeah. Be careful with these phones, y'all. Be careful with these phones. You know, I find all of that stuff, just speaking from my own experience. I try to go live here and there. But it's just not necessarily, I don't find what I do that interesting for other people. So I don't go live. You know, I think I live a very quiet, boring life. And then if I do end up getting into something interesting, I have a hard time going live and sharing it because my sensibility says it comes off as braggadocious, and I don't ever want to do that. You know, there are people that will be at this ball game or be at this concert, and the first thing they do is pull up that damn phone and start waving around so you can see behind them and all of that stuff. And I hate every video like that. And I usually block people when I see that, even if you're a friend, because I don't know. It rubs me the wrong way. It comes off as braggadocious, and maybe they're not bragging. I don't know. But personally, I can't do that. I can't. The only time I do stuff like that is if I were at CES and my audience is a tech audience. They are like, hey, what's going on the show floor? At one point in time, that was a question that I would get. What's the show floor look like? Okay, here, let me show you all what the show floor looks like from my point of view, not from a prettied up, edited version broadcast kind of thing. Let me give it to you straight up. Let me let you hear what it sounds like in here, how loud it is, and how annoying some people are that just continue to bump into you. So yeah, I would show that kind of stuff. But, you know, like I got tickets to see Ice Cube not too long ago, and saw Joe Coy, and I just can't do that. It's really, really hard to just pick up my camera. It's the last thing on my mind. I just want to enjoy it. I just want to just check out what's happening right now and enjoy it. Picking up my daggum phone or camera is the last thing that crosses my mind. You know, but that's just me. I'm weird. I get it. I know, and I own it, you know? Yeah. John Helm. Recording the whole concert doing live the whole time. I hate it too. Yeah. Cinder says leaking did not hurt Kardashian. When the Kardashian stuff happened, man, they were already big. Jeez. They were already big. Oh man. Well, folks, I'm going to get out of here. Like I said, I didn't have too much to add or say this week that I haven't already said. Again, thank you all for being here, and thank you for being in the Patreon community and helping support us, and folks buying coffees and buying beers and stuff like that. Thank y'all for that stuff, man. It means a lot, and real talk, that the event that happened this past weekend with us going up to Eugene to help with the move and this and that, your support through Patreon, your support through buying me a beer, it directly paid for that. It directly went towards their tuition bills. That's it. It did not go into my pockets for pleasure. None of that. It went into the gas tank, and it went into I transferred money to both of them, because once they're 18, parents don't get to do shit. They make the 18 and up do everything. Transferred the money to them. They transferred money to the different departments or whatever to pay the bill that they needed to pay. That was straight up you all in the community. So real talk, me, Queen Pruitt, Queen Pruitt over there, we thank y'all. We real talk. Thank you so much. Go to patreon.com/Aunt Pruitt and check us out there and join the community. Even if you want to join as a free member, you can do that too. So patreon.com/Aunt Pruitt, or do the super chats here inside of YouTube, or do the super thanks here inside of YouTube, or do the buy me a beer thing. Whatever you want to do, I appreciate it either way. Even if you don't, I thank y'all. It does mean a lot to us. I'll keep you all posted on next week. We'll see what happens on Saturday with the fire sale. And we'll just go from there. Because like I said, everything is up in the air. I have no answers. The only thing that I do know right now is doing a fire sale on the weekend. Sunday, I'm working on a piece for ZDNet, which is great. Thank you, ZDNet, for allowing me some type of revenue stream. Thank you. And on Monday, I will still be back at the trial job. So those are like the only three things that I know right now. And I'll just keep rolling with that. All right, folks, until next time, please do something nice for yourself. Do something nice for someone else. Know that it is okay to love you some you. Okay, it is. It's okay to love you some you and show yourself some compassion. All right. I shall see y'all next time. Take care.